Right there folks, gotta do this as one video, not all in one but in bits. Got brake masters changed because we've got trouble with brakes, which you'll see with what problems I got with the pedal. So we're going to crawl underneath, crack the bleed nipple off, front axle, let the fluid go out, then tackle and get the master cylinder out from in there. Now it should come out okay, because a few years ago I did have a problem, pedal went really hard, and it was the hose between the front and the back over the trunnion that broken down. Took a bit of finding, but got that sorted. But obviously something the matter with the master cylinder now, that this thing, the seals are gone. So let's get busy. Right, so on the brake pedal, if you remember before, it went to the floor. There it goes to there. So hopefully we should have some brakes working. There, brakes. Look at that. Nothing. They give it a few good pumps. Yeah, it starts doing something. But other than that, yeah, they don't work. But at least the handbrake works, because that's separately, that's mechanical. Get around the corner here. Go in a straight line ish. You can pull the handbrake up. Hey. So they work mechanically. Over here, got the bleed nipple undone. There's only one pipe because the oil comes into that one, across and into that one. There's a T up there which goes off to the back axle. So we got him undone and it's dripping out. So that should empty the reservoir at the top. Now that was the problem we had last time. This hose here deteriorated and collapsed inside. So that's why the pedal went rock hard. Nothing would happen. But that was easily changed because I keep them in. First things first, we have to remove the top of the dashboard, which is 6 bolts just hold this small panel in. We'll get all these undone, taken out, then we can get down inside to the back of the brake pedal. Right, so we got in there. Down in there is a split pin, which hopefully I can get extracted. Let's say, not the best of design, you put a split pin on that, take that pin out, then it can unscrew the clevis off of the rod to be able to take the master cylinder out. So yeah, we'll get that out and extracted. Let's say, it looks like at some point in its life somebody's modified to put a brake switch here on the pedal rather than on the pressure line down in the most awkward place that there is inside the chassis. So I did have to drop the bottom of the dashboard off to get under there because I couldn't get the nut, locking nut, undone off the back of that to be able to undo this. But it's off now, so that's all disconnected this end. We can go out there and deal with that out that side. And it should just pull straight out. And then we fit it all back together. So as you can see now, yeah, the fluid's all pretty well drained out. So we can work our way in and get the pipe fitting out and get the bolts off. Alright, so we've taken the pot off. It's a bit easier to get to things in there now. So we'll get the pipe, get one of the old pipe doodah spanners on there, get that out. 2 bolts, and that'll come apart. Yes, you could take the bonnet off, but they're heavy. You got to disconnect all this and disconnect the exhaust, and then it's 2-person job to lift it off. It's just easier to do it this way. You can get in there. So let's get it off and get it in place. I got Lil watching me this morning, talking about horses and pressure washing slabs, which I've been doing over there.
I didn't realise you were still...
You'll be famous now.
Hi. Does that mean, yeah, what should we do? Take 2 next Sunday?
Yeah, can do.
We can talk about hanging washing out next week or something.
Yeah, well, I just stood here on a tyre and what have you, so nice and safe. So anyway, back to proceedings. We got the pipe out, we got the 2 bolts out. So theoretically, this thing should come out of here. Like that. Look at that. Simple.
Magic.
It's out. I like it when a plan comes together. So now we can get the new one. We'll just get the nut set to the right length and it can go back together. And hopefully we can bleed it up and we'll have some brakes at work, which would be good.
Brakes always handy.
Yep, but warm out here today. Anyway, like I said, it's out. We got the new one, or reconditioned one, so we'll just get the nut set to the right length and we can put it in. Start bolting it back together, and then I have to go and get somebody to give me hands, pump the pedal while I do the bleed nipples to bleed it up, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have some brakes that actually work properly. As you can see, we're not too far off on that nut. He just needs to be wound out a little bit more, and it'll be the same length as what we had. So I need 2 hands for this. No, I don't. We do it with mechanics' fingers. That's what mechanics are good at, getting nuts done in awkward places. So a little bit more. That looks about the same. So let's crawl back up and put this one on. Right, well, we've got it sat back in there. Bottom bolts in, pipes in. Just got to tighten the bolts up. Easy ones to get to with the socket. Top one's a bit more awkward, but we're on the right side of it now. The 2 bolts are nicely in. We've just got the pipe connection to tighten up. Then we can put the pot back on. Fill it up. Well, we're going to tighten the bleed nipple up first, then top it up. We can reassemble inside the cab the clevis onto the brake pedal and put the pin back in, and hopefully, so yeah, one nice new one there. You've got the pot, don't forget the O-ring, there's a little spacer in there, don't lose that. So let's pop this lot back together on here. One pot securely bolted down, don't forget the little cover goes over the top of that. Just clips onto the, there we go, he's in there. Gonna use the old lid because I didn't bring it for that one. So that one will fit on there, as it should do, but let's obviously get some fluid in it first. So going the right way. Pleased with that so far. Got to say, we have got a new seal to go in the top of the lid, so that one goes in. Just got a quick wipe off on me rag clothes. Pop that bit back in there, just snaps in, holds it in place. What it should do, I should have brought my tripod back. Yeah, I'll get this put in. So as in when I started, we just got in there, being a contortionist, nimble fingers, we got the clevis back on the rod. So now we can now fiddle away and get the pin and the split pin back into the pedal, and then reassemble the bottom of the dashboard and the top of the dashboard. It's getting warm, but hey ho, it's going the right way, which I'm pleased about. Not too many problems or grief trying to get things apart. I dare say, folks, you'll try doing this if you've got one. Might not be quite as easy because it probably hasn't been taken out for a long time, but I know probably about 3 or 4 years ago I took this master cylinder out because I thought it was a problem, but it was down there on the back. So I was pretty confident it is all going to come apart. Warm. Probably peed out of rain this afternoon. Alright, so we've got the bottom panel in. But I'm sure when they built these things, they just had one size bolt. Yeah, you've only got to go through a little bit, but you've got a bolt that's like 2 miles long. You could have had one, you could have at least lost half an inch off that, would have been fine. But at least these dashboards, yes, they're bolted together. There's no plastic little clips. Like you get this modern stuff, you try taking it apart, you think it's all going to snap and break. But at least this is nuts and bolts, old school. So you just unbolt it and take it apart. But yeah, could have done with it being a bit shorter. Well, 14 bolts later, the dashboard is back together. Right, let's go and put some brake fluid in, see what happens. We had the assistance of Soph Lanky doing the brake pedal while I was underneath bleeding it. So yeah, hopefully it's bled through, so we top that back up. Let's try it, see what happens. Right, moment of truth. There we stop. Absolutely marvellous. And the pedal's still hard. Oh, it's nice to be able to stop rather than have to pump the pedal like mad. Hopefully you get something, and then hopefully you stop. Brilliant. Does pull a little bit one way, but hey, it's better than it was. Right there, folks. Well, it's good it works. I say, might have to get under there and just adjust them a little bit because it does pull a little bit one way, but at least we've got a brake pedal. So that's a job well worth doing. So I'll get that old one. I'll get him boxed up and sent off to me man and get that one overhauled, ready to use on something else another day. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this little one. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you on Tuesday. Take it steady.